this video, I will be covering some awesome tips and tricks so you can get the most out of your iPhone. Hi everyone, welcome back. So yeah, we're covering some tips and tricks in this video. Some of them are iPhone 16 Pro and 16 specific, while others are just general software tips and tricks. So just make sure you're updated to the latest version of iOS to use some of these features. Before we get into the video, I do want to thank today's sponsor, which is ESR. And you already know ESR is my go-to brand when it comes to any charging accessories. I have their 3-in-1 MagSafe charger on my desk and I use it practically every single day. And also I have one in my living room. I just absolutely love their accessories. But what if you're someone who commutes and you need to charge on the go? Then I have a great option for you, and that is ESR's new MagSafe car charger. This is a MagSafe charger that you just put in your car so that you can charge your phone when you're on the go. You can attach it in two different ways, either using the clip, which you can attach to the air vents of your car, or you can use the car mount, which is also included, that you can also attach to your car, and you can just choose whichever option works best for you and your car. What's really great about this car charger is the fact that it has fast charging, which I utilize a lot, especially if you're going in and out of stores and you just want to pop your phone on for like 5 minutes. It gets a really good amount of charge in that time. Similarly to their 3-in-1 MagSafe charger, this also comes with ESR's Cryo Boost technology. So this basically means that the charger has a built-in fan and it's built from heat dissipating components. So that really helps with optimizing charging speeds by keeping your phone nice and cool while it's charging. Especially if your car is out in the sun, this is really helpful. This MagSafe charger also has a very firm grip with 18 N52 magnets that keeps your phone on the charger even on bumpier roads. So if you're looking for a great fast charging solution while you're on the go, I highly recommend ESR's MagSafe car charger or any of their new MagSafe accessories. They have a whole new line. So if you're interested in any of the products that I mentioned in this video, I'll have all the product links in the description box below so you can go check them out. And thank you again so much to ESR for sponsoring this portion of today's video. So the first thing we're going to be covering is this button right here, which is the camera control button. This is a new addition to the iPhone 16 and 16 Pro models of iPhone. So with this button, with one click, you can open up the camera app. And once you're in the camera app, one click will take a photo. It also has some other options, so you can have a light press to open up the control menu. And here you can adjust some certain controls. You can double press to exit a certain control. And then you can just swipe between all the different controls that we have available. So you have like your aperture, your brightness, different photographic styles, and things like that. If you're someone who accidentally triggers the camera control option really easily, there is a workaround for that. So you can go into settings, scroll down until you see accessibility, and then go to the camera control option. From here you will see you can adjust the press and you can choose between lighter, default, or firmer. So this is really helpful if you want to avoid those accidental triggers. You can also adjust what the camera control button does when you click it. So for this, go to settings and to camera, and from here you can go to camera control. So here you can adjust some options, like if you want it to be a single click or a double click, and then you can also choose what that gesture does. So for instance, mine is set to camera, but you can change it to maybe a different camera app that you prefer, like Blackmagic Cam, or you can even use it to scan QR codes. Or if you're someone who loves to post Instagram stories, you can have it launch Instagram as well. So this is really helpful to have it customized to an app that you actually use. Something else that's new to the iPhone 16s is the option for Photographic Styles. So we've had things similar to this before, but this is in a whole new level. You can either access this in the camera app. You will see in the top right here, we have the option for Photographic Styles. You can also access these by the camera control menu. And what's really great about Photographic Styles is it's not just a basic filter that it pops on. You can actually adjust this. So you will see this interesting toggle. So up and down will adjust the tone of the photo, and going side to side will adjust the color. You will see the values at the top as well. And you can also adjust this slider here at the bottom to adjust the strength of the effect on your photos. So that's directly from the camera app, but you can also edit and add this in the Photos app as well. So you just go into editing mode on a photo, and here you will see styles, and you can adjust, like we just did, the tone, the color, and all of that for a specific photo. What's really great is, say you have a style that you really like the look of and you want to add it to more photos, you can easily do that by copying the edits from one photo from this menu here, and then you can either go into a photo and paste the edits, or you can select multiple photos and paste it right there in the Photos app. So this is really great to save some time if you have a certain style that you prefer and want on multiple photos. If styles isn't showing up when you want to edit a photo, make sure your photo is in the correct format. So you can go to the camera settings in the settings app. And when you go to formats, make sure it's set to high efficiency and not most compatible, because that's what's supported by Photographic Styles. Also, if you want to get the most quality out of your photos, your phone actually takes photos default at 24 megapixels, but you can take photos up to 48 megapixels. So in order to enable this, make sure you go into settings, to camera, and then again to formats, and make sure Pro RAW and resolution control is turned on. So now when you go into the camera app to take a photo, you will see in the top right corner the option for RAW image, and this will take it in the full 48 megapixels, which will just really help in more details in your photos. Another awesome new feature, which is new to iOS 18.1, is the option for cleanup. So this will allow you to take any distracting things out of an image. So I'm gonna go to cleanup on this image here and select what I want to remove from that image. If it detects something on the photo that it finds distracting that it can remove, it will already have this little shining effect over it. So you can just circle that or whatever you want, and then it will remove that from the photo. Some images this does a better job at than others, but just depends on what you're selecting. So that's all for photos. Now for some video options. You can now take videos on the iPhone 16 Pro in 120 frames per second, which is really great, but you can also edit the frames per second in the Photos app. So in the Photos app, when you're editing a video, you will see here in the top right, it looks almost like a little speedometer. Here you can select the playback speed, and you have all the different frames per second options. So for instance, 20% is 24 frames per second. You can adjust that, and that will automatically make the video slow-mo. And you can also adjust this in the slider at the bottom where you want it to turn into slow-mo because you set a slower refresh rate. So if you just want a portion of your video to be slower, this is a really great option for that. You can also now use audio mix for videos. So when you're taking a video and you go into editing for that video, you will see the option for audio mix. Here you have standard, which is just the original audio, and then you have 3 different options. So we have in frame, which will reduce the noise and voices of things that are not in the frame. And we have studio, which just reduces background noise and makes it sound like you're in a professional studio environment. And then we have cinematic, which will pull all the voices to the front facing track, and then it will keep all the background noises and everything as surround sound, which is similar to what they do in movies. So you can choose whichever option sounds best to you in your video. You also have a slider at the bottom which you can use to increase or decrease this effect on your videos. Another new feature, which is something that I think should have been added a long time ago, is the ability to pause a video. So when you're recording a video, you can click on the pause button, maybe readjust your shot, whatever, and then continue recording, and it'll all be in one video clip. So I think this is a really great option, especially if you're creating a lot of content. I think this is a great option for you. Now let's move on to some customization for iPhone, and make sure your phone is updated to the latest software for a lot of these features. So as you may or may not know, we now have the option for tinted icons on iOS 18. So going into the customization settings for your home screen, you will see the option for tinted icons. Now this could look really good, or sometimes it just looks really wonky. So some tips I have to make this look better is to, 1, use minimal or Apple widgets, just widgets that don't have a lot going on, because then the tinted color could make it look a bit weird. So either Apple widgets are really reliable in this, or just really minimal other app widgets. Another thing you can do to make this look better is to make sure that it doesn't dim your wallpaper. It will do so automatically, but you can just click on this little icon here to bring it back to its full brightness. And then my last tip is, if you wanted to really match your whole home screen setup, make sure you use the eyedropper tool when choosing your color to pick up a color from your wallpaper, and that will just give it a whole different effect and make it actually match your wallpaper. So I think this is also a really great option to make the tinted icons look better. We also now have the option for large icons. So again, in this same customization menu, you can now choose large, which will enlarge your icons and your widgets and basically remove the app labels from the widgets and icons. For me, this just looks way cleaner and I really prefer this. It's also now really easy to resize widgets. If you're in editing mode and everything is wiggling all over your screen, you will see widgets have this little tab at the bottom right. So you can drag this to make your widgets bigger or smaller if your widget supports that size. And it's just way easier than having to add a whole new widget and then remove the previous one for the same app. Similarly to that, you can also now turn an app into a widget by just holding down on that app and choosing one of the widget options, or vice versa. All these just make it way easier and saves a lot of time when you are adding or resizing widgets. Speaking of widgets, we also have a bunch of new widgets that you can add to your control center, and control center just got a whole new look with iOS 18. So as you can see, my control center has a few different widgets, and you can also resize and move around your widgets however you'd like in the control center. And similarly to the widgets, it also has this little tab here that you can pull to easily resize widgets if it supports that. To add controls to your control center, you just hold down till it goes into the editing mode and click on add control. These decorative widgets that I have here are all from an app called iScreen, which is a really great app if you're looking to make some cute custom widgets for your control center. For instance, these are tracker widgets that I have here, and this one here I've set up to launch a certain app. So this is a really great option to customize your control center to your liking. You can also now edit the shortcuts that are available on your lock screen as well. So at default, it's the flashlight and the camera. So I have actually edited the one to be a launcher for WhatsApp. Again, I use the app called iScreen for this. The other shortcut I have kept as the flashlight. And speaking of the flashlight, there are a few new things with that. So when you turn on your flashlight, you will see this cool new animation, and then you can actually interact with this graphic. So first off, you can swipe up or down to adjust the brightness of your flashlight, and you can swipe side to side to adjust the beam of your flashlight. So this is kind of just like a gimmicky, cute little thing that they added, but I do like this touch. I also have a few general tips and tricks for different things in software. So first off, in Safari, you can now remove distracting items. So when you're maybe reading an article in Safari and it has a bunch of annoying ads and everything, or just things that are just distracting, you can click on this option here and choose hide distracting items, and then you can click on whatever it is that you want to remove, click on hide, and it will have this cool animation and take it off of your screen. So this is really helpful because we all know reading articles can be really annoying with all the ads. You can also now mirror your iPhone to your Mac, which is something that I've been using often. Just make sure your Mac is updated to macOS Sequoia, and then you can use this option by using the iPhone mirroring app. So it'll basically just look like you're working on your iPhone on your Mac. iMessage also has a bunch of new features when it comes to iOS 18. So for instance, you can select a word or a sentence and add text effects. They have 8 different options that you can choose from, and this really just brings some personality to your messages. I do have a whole dedicated video to all the new features in iMessage, but another great option is the send later option, and then you can schedule your message for whenever you want it to be sent, and then it's scheduled, which is a really great option, and you can even edit it before it's sent as well. Another feature that I often use on my iPhone, which I feel like not a lot of people talk about, is standby mode, and you actually have so many great widgets for standby mode. For instance, this cute widget is from the app called iScreen, and it's just a cute graphic that you can have on the widgets section for standby mode. Or if you're looking for a more practical option, I have this cute widget from the Structured app where I can actually time block my day and tick off my to-dos right from standby mode. So definitely take advantage of this feature. So those are all the tips and tricks that I wanted to share with you guys for your iPhone. Let me know in the comments down below if you did learn anything new or just found anything helpful. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. Bye!